Thank you for stopping by today. I just want to first of all say, if you haven't subscribed to my station, please take the time right now to hit that subscribe button. See, subscribe. And I appreciate all the new subscribers and all the new comments that you've given me, and all the words of encouragement and that has come along with a couple of the wigs that I have tried that were not exactly what I thought looked good on me. But I truly appreciate your comments, and to all my new subscribers, thank you for joining. It's just heartwarming to know that I am talking to you and giving you my experience, my journey on wearing wigs. It's been over a year and a half now, and that's what brings me up here today. I'm still waiting for a Paula Young to come. I did wind up returning the two that I bought for Christmas. Well, one I bought, one was a gift, and combining the total, and I bought a Jacqueline Smith wig. So I'm very anxious. It'll be the first Jacqueline Smith line that I've purchased, so I'm anxious to see how her tendrils handle just daily wear and tear, which is why I'm up here. Today I am wearing the Wig Company's the Wig Company's, the new Vibrant, and she has had some wear and tear. Now, I have not worn her until last winter. Once the winter months were out of here, I had bought a shoulder length couple wigs to take me into the summer, and the summer I wore shorter pixie styles. And now that winter's back, now I've been wearing her off and on. I change them. I interchange all my wigs. So here's the new Vibrant. I just wet her down with some of my I mix Avanti silicone mix, which is the stuff I bought off of Amazon, like $5 for this big tub. I mix a finger and water, finger scoop and some water, and that's what I spray my wigs down. So I just did that this morning, so she's looking very refreshed, not so endy, you get the drift. The ends are starting to look a little bit frazzled, and she will be the next one on my chopping block. I've yet to do it, but she will be the next one. I recently wore my Paula Young Gale. I've done many videos on Gale. Gale was in the blonde color, Golden Lights, and she was very longer, much longer, by like maybe 5 inches or so, and I did trim the bangs. I have thinned her, and you can check my playlists for Gale. I've done a lot of things with her. Now, Gale is over a year old, year and a half old, and I did wear her in the beginning until I started finding my reds. But I just wore her for a couple days in a row, and she really started bird nesting. At the end of the day, it looked like my hair was damaged, dry, and brittle. Even though it's a wig, it looked like it's dried and damaged and brittle. So all the spraying of this Avanti solution wasn't really working for her. So I put her on my mannequin head, wetted her down a little bit, twisted the ends, and just cut off about 1 inch. So now from doing this so many times, the second layer, or next to the second layer of wefting, how can I explain this? The longest layer of wefting now meets the gradual second layer wefting going up towards the top. So pretty much the second layer wefting is now my new ends. And they're crispier, they don't look frayed, they don't look like they're fried. And here's behind, I don't know if you can see that. You can see how the underlayer is more dry. But on the outer, it looks crispier because this is the next layer that really hasn't touched, your garments, or hasn't done the friction, hasn't rubbed up against the sweaters. So it's a whole new style, a whole new life for this wig is basically what I'm saying. I did give her a deep shampoo. What I do is I take a big goop of this stuff, the Avanti silicone mix that I bought, rub it all through her tendrils, rub it, saturate it in, fold her inside out, stick her in a Ziploc bag, and let it sit there for about a half hour. Take her out, soak her in cold water, let her sit in there 10-15 minutes, gently wring her out, put her in another bath of fresh cold water to get out any of the residue, and let her, shake her dry and let her air dry. So this is how she looks, and I've worn her about 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 times. She could use for another silicone spray. I'll spray her down, and I'll put her up in the wig closet, and until the next time I want to wear her. So that's what I've done with Gail. Now, Paula Young, I've noticed with the longer wigs. I mean, she does get tangled, but this gal's over a year old, and I think once you pass a couple months of a new wig, it's a hit or miss whether it's going to last. I have retired several of my wigs that I purchased, in August of 2019. They're just done. I can't wear them. They're done. And it's a shame. And you spend all this money, and the ends get fried, and no matter, you can steam them, you can try, deep conditioning them, it just doesn't work. It's synthetic. It's not meant to last. They don't want it to last. They want you to buy another wig. Okay, now comes to this is my Hollywood main attraction. She was $135. Gail was only $49. I bought her on sale. I don't know how much Gail is now, but it was $49 from Paula Young. This main attraction, Hollywood, was $135. To date, the most expensive wig I have purchased. Now, she really started looking bad, to the point I wore her for a couple weeks in the early fall or late fall, and she really started looking poorly. So I did the same conditioning, let her sit, did all that, and she still just didn't have the curl. It just didn't look good. It just really looked like I had bad hair when I was wearing her, and it needed a good trim. So what I did with her, I'm sorry I didn't videotape it, but I didn't. I gave her a good brushing, and what I did was I took these foam curlers that I bought at the dollar store, a year and a half ago, and they're very thick. They're probably about a ½ inch. It's the thickest ones I could find. And what I did was I just wound up the hair all the way up it, and then pinned it to the mannequin head like that. Pushed it through the mannequin into the styrofoam head. I let it all the way around. Now, I did the bottom wefts first. I used about 6 or 7 of them on the bottom wefts. Lift up all the other rest of the hair, did all the bottom wefts, and then I steamed it with my steamer that I purchased from Walmart for like $15. I lightly steamed it, like I'm talking just like this. Steamed it, kept it moving, never kept it in one spot, kept it moving, stopped. Waited about 40 seconds to a minute. And then undid the first one that I put in and went all the way around. Let it sit. Just let it sit there for a few minutes. Then I went back. I did the next layer. Brought down some hair. Did the next layer the same way. Okay, now I went back to the first layer and I put my hands through it and undid the curl that was there. Did the same thing to the second, the third, the fourth, and I stopped when I got to this top layer. I mean, I did it, but I did it more loose. And she has a lot more curls now. It's more defined. It doesn't look like a mess. It's just prettier to look at. And now I sprayed her down with the water solution, and I go like this, and then I just usually put her on the head, the stand, and I let her dry. And she got some more new life. I don't know if you can see that. I'm very happy. It still has some on the inside, but you really don't see that. That's facing my back, so you don't see that. Very happy with the outlook, and I know I can wear her a lot more now that she has more curls in her, and I'm happy for the amount of money that I spent that I can get a little bit more wear. She does have a lot of permatease that I've seen as I've had her for so long. The permatease, it's there, it's there, and it's more showy. So when I do wear her, I do realize. Let me get a brush. I do realize that during the course of the day, I might have to go back and just give her a little light brush. I have a paddle brush I keep with me at my pocketbook at work, and then you can't see so much of the permatease. But I do notice that it does separate, and the permatease does reveal itself. Um, so, in conclusion, in conclusion, they I am teetering on the temptation to look into the Liddell wigs that I started out with a year and a half ago. I bought the same wig twice. It was a shaggy style, and I had to thin her considerably, and it didn't last too long. It only lasted maybe 2 months, maybe three, and I chucked that one and I got another one, and they were $20. Prime, free shipping. So, and I really liked how it looked and felt. In my opinion, now I'm really sabotaging myself here because I have done a review for somebody, for a wig company, for a Levivit wig, and I did that. The Lisa, you can check that one out too. Even that one, the front right here has frayed. I don't know if I damaged it from the heat of an oven. I don't know if I did it myself. I don't know. I can't wear it. It's done. I'm at the point where I'm thinking about trying to remove those wefts, bringing a weft from the back and putting up the front and try and see if I could salvage the front. And because I can't wear her, it just looks like I fried my bangs basically. But for the amount of money that you spend on these, I don't see a difference. Now, I have never purchased an expensive wig of more than $135. So maybe you gals out there can comment and let me know, have you tried a $135 wig and compared it to a $500 wig? Is there a better quality at a $500 wig with the synthetics? Does it last longer? And if you comment and let me know that you have tried this, and yes, there is a difference, and that a $500 wig you can get a year out of it, or 8 months out of it, without it showing its age, then maybe I'll save my pennies and I'll take that leap of faith and I will purchase one. But as it stands now, I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference with the $135 wig or the $49 wig or the $29 wig. I don't see it. They all become a hot mess in a short time. And the longer the synthetic tendrils, the more of a hot mess you have. And the shorter ones, they do seem to last longer as far as the synthetics. But I've noticed that the weftings start splitting in different spots, and you're constantly checking to make sure that the weftings aren't just dividing a little bit. I've noticed that in my shorter ones. So there's pros and cons in whether long or short. So I'm excited to hear from you. Let me know if you have had this experience, if you have an expensive wig versus a budget-friendly wig, or even less of a budget-friendly wig. I mean, I have a whole array here. What has been your experience with them? So please let me know, because like I said, I love Raquel Welch's wigs. I have loved the sugar, I forget the color. It's just a red with a golden. It just speaks to me every time I see Raquel Welch's wigs. A lot of them, and they're $400, $500. And I have just never been, I don't know, I just never been motivated enough to spend that much money on this wig only to have it die. So anyway, with that, I'm going to cut this short. Short. It's already been up here for probably about 15 minutes or so. I thank you for stopping by, for listening to me. I appreciate your comments. Let me know what you have found in your wig journey, and let me know, just to give me a better insight on what I should be doing next. All right. Thank you for stopping by. God bless. Have a great day, and until next time. Bye.